All right, and there we go. We are live. Thank you, In the Tunnel sports fans. Welcome to another exciting episode of In the Tunnel Sports Podcast. I am your host, Nicole with the KNY, and I am here with my co host, the man with the Cowboys plan, Mr. Melvin Williams.
Hey, how's everybody going?
All right, and filling in for Mr. Patrick Truesdale, we have Mr. Jordan Simpson with Boat Fitness Supply.
How you guys doing? We're here at Boat Fitness Supply again. Again, we specialize in commercial grade equipment. We also have Print Shop. This is our sister company. So you local Houstonians that need gear, anything of the nature, even if you need to customize your machines, we have endless possibilities here. And we're right here in South Park, right off, what is it?
288 and OST.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, I'm from Dallas, so my bad. I ain't got
That's right. That's right. I got the back up today.
Oh,
I got the
Lord.
D-Town boy here.
Oh,
We're
boy.
gonna get it going. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Cowboys historic coaching hire here in a little bit.
Yeah, we are. But since you was talking about the print shop, this episode is brought to you by Phantom Print Shop. Looking for top quality prints to bring your vision to life? Phantom Print Shop has you covered. From custom apparel printing and design services to vehicle wraps and wholesale fulfillment, Phantom Print Shop does it all. Whether you're launching a brand, outfitting your team, or prepping for an event, Phantom Print Shop makes your ideas stand out. Call today at 281-888-1784 or visit at where you can find both as well, 6413 Allegheny. That's Allegheny Street, Houston, Texas 7702221. Phantom Print Shop, your vision, our prints. How did I do, Melvin?
Nice.
All right.
Excited to have Phantom and Boat on board for 2025 once again as we wrap up the month of January.
And we appreciate y'all too bringing us business. We're actually getting ready to close Grambling State University, redoing that weight room. So we're looking to take over all the HBCUs. So that's going to be one of my goals that I set back 2-3 months ago. Okay. And with the assistance of Pat, he's put me in the door, with a lot of good people. So we're looking to capitalize on that going into 2025.
Nice.
Already.
Speaking of Pat.
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
He went from, I think he was in North Texas earlier this week with the Shrine Bowl, the East West Shrine Bowl. Now he's in Mobile, Alabama with the Senior Bowl. So as you know, being in the tunnel, we're not just online. We're actually in the streets with the people, with the players, with the coaches, with our sponsors, our supporters. So look to see us out more in the community, and safe travels to Pat. He might be listening in, but probably not. He probably on the field with the players right now, so that's where he needs to be.
Right. So since you already started, I just want to chime in a little bit because you here, and we're gonna talk about the Texans and the Cowboys, and you're gonna have your moments to just go there, and I want you to go there so that when he come back, then he can give his feedback, and of course chime in, and then just I'm just gonna referee because it is what it is, All right, so Melvin, let's talk about NFL because this is getting down to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Eagles and the Washingtons.
So yeah, we had a B&B weekend last weekend. We had a blowout and probably one of the best games of the playoffs. So we'll start with the blowout. Philadelphia Eagles over the Washington Commanders, I believe, like 55-23.
Yeah.
I mean, it was somewhat competitive in the first half. Shout out to Washington. At the beginning of the year, nobody thought they would even make the playoffs, let alone be in the championship game. So they had nothing to hang their heads about. Eagles did what they're supposed to do. They have a very talented roster all the way from the running back to the quarterback to the defense to the wide receivers to the tight end. They don't have many weaknesses when you start talking about their starting line. So Eagles did what they're supposed to do, and they're ready for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, shout out to Mike Worm. That's my best friend. He's Philadelphia Eagles all the way.
Who's that?
Mike Worm, comedian Mike Worm. Yeah, I always got to give a shout out to him because he's Eagles. All right, and he watches the show. All right, so let's talk about Kansas City and Buffalo. Kansas City beat Buffalo 32-29.
Jordan, what you think about that game?
The result was what it was, what I thought it was going to be. Kansas City coming out with the dub. the thing about Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs, you got to beat them. And when you let your foot off the gas and give them a little bit of hope, they'll win every time. I felt like it was a point in the game where Josh Allen and the Bills could have get that last score just to push them over the edge. And a lot of people talking about refs and all this. I understand that, but when you want to win championship football, you're gonna have to know how to deal with bad calls. The Chiefs, they looking like they trying to, they got more on the mind. They chasing history 3-peat. When it comes to the next matchup with the Eagles, Eagles look tough. I don't know what they're gonna do with Barkley. that's not like it's Barkley. It's not the passing game or anything like that. It's like Barkley. He's looking at Jalen Hurts in the middle of the game like it's good. I got it. Break off 60-yard run. I'm just like, okay. I feel like the Eagles gonna win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kansas City 3-3 to make history. I don't want that to happen. Being a Ravens fan, if my guys don't go to the Super Bowl, I need the NFC to win there. So that's just how I feel.
Okay.
All I gotta say is, Mama, there go that man again, Pat Mahomes. You can't bet against him. Yeah. I don't care if they've said several times that the opponent had the best team. Some people think that Buffalo had a better team than Kansas City. You start looking at Josh Allen and their defense and things like that, but it's just hard to bet against a force multiplier, and that's who Pat Mahomes is. He's not only good. How was the last time you saw Pat Mahomes run that much in a football game? Like, he just does what he needs to do in order to win the game, and that obviously caught Buffalo off guard. Shout out to Buffalo once again. Now, they were expected to be in the championship game. Some people had them favored to beat Kansas City. What I will say is they have nothing to hang their heads about. They just got to figure out how to get over that hump. It reminds me of, those early years when you had the Cowboys and the 49ers going at it. You had the Raiders, trying to overcome certain teams. You had the Ravens trying to make their push to their first Super Bowl. So it's always that opponent that you got to kind of find a way to get over the hump. And that's what Buffalo is. Buffalo is just, you think about 4 years in a row back in the day, they went to the Super Bowl. Now this is like 3 out of 4 years that they've gone to the AFC Championship, and they just can't find a way to get there and win it all. So congratulations to Kansas City.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a historic Super Bowl. If you had to ask me who's got the better team on paper, it's Philly. If you ask me who I'm putting money on, nobody, because it's too much up in the air. It's too up in the air.
Yeah.
If you ask me who I think is going to win, I can't bet against that man. You can't bet against Patrick Mahomes. If you got one game and you need to win it all, I'm putting my money on Pat.
Gotcha.
All right. So who you with?
I'm rocking with the Eagles. Like I said, if my team don't come out the AFC, I need the NFC to win that year.
All right, you got the Eagles.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out to Jalen Hurts, Houston boy. So I would love to see him pick up a ring as well. As much as I hate the Eagles, I do shout out to the Texas boys. But Pat Mahomes from Texas too. He got multiple Super Bowls, and to make history, I got a question for you, Jordan. So they went 3 in a row. That's 4 Super Bowls for Mahomes in 6 years. Mm-hmm. Is he the GOAT?
Immediately.
For a quarterback?
Immediately. Okay.
Yeah. I talked about that the other day with somebody, and they were saying Pat Mahomes and Tom Brady comparing it, and they was talking about like how much hate he got and how much hate Pat is currently getting. I was just like, you got to realize Pat getting that same hate in very much less time. So,
right.
What he doing and the gap of time that he gonna do it in, that's why he's gonna be the GOAT for me. I'm not gonna argue with nobody about
that.
About Dan Marino, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, whoever you got, Tom Brady, whatever. I'm going with Pat because of what I'm seeing. About a 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. It's hard. That resume gonna be hard to put up with, And last year he won the Super Bowl with the most drops in the league. He had one of his worst teams, and he won the Super Bowl. Transferred into this year, Kelce's not doing everything that everybody's used to doing. He's not. He only has about 5 touchdowns, I believe.
Yeah, Kelsey's actually said, he's this year or next year might be his last year. It's been one of his worst years statistically since rookie year. Mm-hmm. But he stepped up when he needs to. That last playoff
yeah.
game, two games ago, he stepped up and had 150 yards.
Got
I expect big things from him in the Super Bowl unless they roll all the coverage to take him out. But it's tough now. You got Worthy, you got some speed that goes down the field. You got Hopkins, DeAndre Hopkins. You got Hollywood that's back now, Brown. So they got a few more weapons this year than they did last year.
Yeah. So the only thing that I could see them having the edge on as far as Kansas City, Eagles got some young DBs, and they're gonna be playing in the biggest game of their life.
True.
And that's experience with Hopkins, Hollywood Brown. They got the rookie Xavier Worthy, but that's speed, And then they got Kels. I think that the experience of winning is gonna give Kansas City a lot more to win for versus what the Eagles got. With the Eagles, I really want to see Saquon win after what the Giants did to him. You paid Daniel Jones, didn't pay me, and you cut Daniel Jones with all that money on the table. To see him win a Super Bowl in Philly in the same division, that will be a statement. That's the history I want to see. But I wouldn't mind seeing Pat Mahomes just cement that he the GOAT. I wouldn't mind that either.
All right. So, in the Tunnel Sports fans, leave a comment and let us know who you with, the Eagles or Kansas City. I think I'm gonna go with Kansas City.
Good choice.
I think I'm gonna just I'll go.
Whenever you confused, follow up.
I'll remember that. So Melvin, we talked a little bit today about Shador. He interviewed with the NFL teams, but he's not playing in the Shrine game.
Yeah, I had a chance to catch up with my boy Tuesday while he's on the road, and also seeing online that Shador he was in North Texas this week. Sat down with a few NFL teams. I believe the Titans, the Giants, maybe the Browns. Did some interviews. I heard he actually, which doesn't surprise me, he interviewed very well. Like he's interviewing very well with the teams. The teams, they don't have any concerns about character or him being able to be a leader, the quarterback of the team, all that good stuff. So that's outstanding. That's super great for Shador and his prospects about being a top pick, number one pick in the NFL potentially. So, and he's not playing in the game. You don't really need to play in the game. He's not going to play I don't think he's going to work out the combine. I think you've seen everything you need to see.
Yes.
He's going to have a pro day, which I think it benefits him to be able to throw to his receivers and really showcase. That's not uncommon for top picks to do this. So he's right in the same vein of other top picks and what they've done for in the past. So for all you potential Shador haters out there going, why he ain't working out? Why he ain't playing in the game? He don't need to.
He don't need to.
He don't need to.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. What you think, George?
Like you say, it's common, because like at the same time, they'll talk the noise like, oh, he didn't play, he's this type of player. But if you go out there and get hurt, get rolled up on, guess what happens to his draft stock? No matter who your daddy is, how good you played last season, you go out there and break your ankle, you went from a first round pick to a third, maybe lower, maybe undrafted, depending on the severity, because who wants to deal with a rookie quarterback immediately on rehab?
Right.
So, you got to make, at this point in time, he making business decisions, and his dad been in the league. So it's just like his dad vouching for him, the film vouches for him, and people just want somebody to be mad at most of the time. But he trains with Cam Ward. They've been training together before this season, before this college football season. They trained together. It was him, Cam Ward, and KJ Jefferson, and I think now it's been him and Cam Ward a lot. So, I take my quarterback training with Cam Ward, who was, in the Heisman running. Both of them was, kind of in the Heisman running this year. So those are two good quarterbacks training together, still working on their skills. And if NFL teams are saying you interviewing well, that's all you need.
I agree. And that's a good thing when you have options and choices and, just making those business decisions. And I can't say, having a dad like, Deion there to guide him, you know what I'm saying?
That's why people be hating because
and
you
stuff
got
like
options.
that. So no matter what, he a little, all this, but at the same time, he down to business.
He got
agree.
options. But
Yeah.
a lot of people, they hate on people, the way they approach things. It's a lot of people that don't got no son that's athletic enough or talented enough to get to this level. So you don't know what you'll tell your son. Because if it's my son and he a top 5 pick, hey, come here. You can go. I probably make him go. Network with the coaches, see your company,
and support.
Support your other teammates that's got invited to the bowl. Top 5 pick, and it's a lot. You ain't getting out there on that field because it's a business at the end of the day. If you go out there and tear his ACL, guess what's gonna happen to a top 5 pick? He'll still get drafted, but that's so much money you lose from top 5 pick to second, third round. You lose a lot of money. So I just feel like they make the best business decision for Shedeur. That's all it is.
I agree. All right, so Melvin, you ready?
I'm ready.
Is your seat warm? Is it hot? Is it just okay? So first, we're gonna talk about the Houston Texans. And they fired their offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick and offensive line coach Chris Strausser. So and I definitely want to hear from you too, Jordan. But let's go. Let's go.
They had to go. Texas had one of the best defenses in the league, and it was their offense that was holding them back. And so, if you want to win, and you commit to winning, and I believe DeMeco is. He made the move. He brought up Slovic from San Francisco. Slovic, I think the first year or so had some success, but as people get tape on you, just like they get tape on the quarterback, they get tape on the offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
They start seeing his tendencies, and if he's not making changes, making adjustments to how the defense is playing him, then guess what? You see what you got a lot of this year, which is everybody saying CJ regressed. I think it was a little bit of that for sure, but I think more so the offensive play call and the offensive scheme didn't make the adjustments necessary in order for them to be successful this year. So DeMeco Ryans, he's taking the necessary steps. Some people say rolling the dice. He's not rolling the dice. Rolling the dice would be keeping what you had and thinking it's going to get better next year.
Right.
Give him another chance. That would be rolling the dice. I think he's decided, hey, we need to bring somebody in here to give CJ a better chance to continue to grow and develop and get his offense a shot in the arm. So I think he made the right move. Now it'll just be interesting to see who they're working with on the offensive side, with the offensive line. They definitely got to make some personnel upgrades, as most teams in the NFL do.
Yeah, I knew mid-season that the O-line coach was done. That was just they had they got some talent, but they didn't draft well at the guard position. But the O-line, I knew he was done for mid-season. I was surprised with the offensive coordinator because it's just kind of like who you gonna go get, because a lot of people got nabbed up, and the top offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators have already been, kind of nabbed by the teams that were looking for new head coaches. So it will be interesting to see who comes in and actually takes over the offensive coordinator position. Right now, the trend is get somebody young, that's up and coming. So we'll see. But I feel like if Stephon Diggs and Nico Collins can stay healthy, the pressure on CJ will go down, and I think that the Texans can actually be, a more competitive football team, because when Stephon Diggs was in the lineup, they just dealt with injuries at the wrong parts of the season. You had Joe Mixon get hurt early, but he came back. As soon as he comes back, you lose Stephon Diggs. So a lot of people got to know you can have a bad O-line, because a lot of teams have done it. We've seen Joe Burrow go to a Super Bowl and get sacked the most in NFL history. So it's ways to, get around poor O-line play and still be successful, but you got to have some weapons. The reason why Joe Burrow got to a Super Bowl, he had weapons. He actually had Joe Mixon, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase to bail him out when his O-line wasn't playing up the part. So it's happened before. So you just got to find the right people, and you got to learn the way to stay healthy. It's top down when it comes to the NFL, starting in the front office, and then it's going all the way down to the people in the training room. How these people training and keeping these guys healthy so they won't get all these ligament injuries in this high contact sport. So that's what I think.
Mentally and physically.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, Melvin. Any rebuttals?
No.
You're good. You're good. You said what you needed to say. Okay, yeah.
He gave us a softball in respects to their choices are limited somewhat with who they're going to bring in from offensive coordinator standpoint. If they're looking for somebody that's already in the NFL, I think you go get a good up and coming college offensive coordinator, because a lot of the NFL game is kind of skewing towards the college now. Just look at how much RPO that Lamar is running, Jalen Hurts is running, even Pat Mahomes trying to run a little bit to the point where he fumbled because he ain't used to running so much this past weekend. So I think you can go get a good college offense coordinator, somebody give him a chance, and bring him in here to Houston. He'll be excited about the weapons he has to use.
All right. You don't have any names you want to throw out?
No, I'm not gonna throw any names out there.
You're not gonna throw? Okay. Because I know Truth there probably got a list.
Yeah, he's probably gonna come back. From the Senior Bowl, East West Shrine game with a list. We'll wait for his list.
All right. Okay. All right. We'll say that to next time. Now, here we go. The man with the plan, the man with the Cowboys plan.
Get excited! Y'all ready for Super Bowl? Y'all ready for Super Bowl? I would say what everybody expects a Cowboys fan to say is, I always think y'all going to the Super Bowl, because guess what? We just like over half the teams this year and over half the teams next year, they think they got a chance to go Super Bowl. So guess what? Washington think they were going to have a chance to be in the playoffs this year. Look what they did. Even if you look at Cincinnati almost made the playoffs start as bad as they did. So before we get to the Cowboys' historic hire, we're gonna have a K Rito quick hits.
All right, let's go.
I'm gonna throw it at Jordan. Before we throw it at Jordan, K Rito, one of the best tasting tequilas out there in the marketplace. We have our spicy watermelon, our mango, and our tamarind flavor. You can't find hardly anywhere in the country. And soon, very soon, look for a pineapple, a Blanco, and a jalapeno pineapple coming to your market very soon. So super excited about those, and we'll have some fun showcasing those on a show here in the near future. So Jordan,
yes,
who do you think? I'm gonna give you a list of new NFL coaches. Who do you think was the best hire? We got Ben Johnson in Chicago. We got Aaron Glenn at the Jets. We got Pete Carroll with the Raiders. We got Brian Schottenheimer, the Brian Schottenheimer with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
So out of those four, I want you to rank those 4 through 1. Number 4, worst hire. 3rd, worst hire. 2nd, worst hire. And then 1, the best hire. So let me give you a list again. We got Pete Carroll with the Raiders. We got Aaron Glenn with the Jets. We got Ben Johnson with Chicago Bears. And we got the Brian Schottenheimer with the Dallas Cowboys, soon to be Super Bowl champs.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw Pete Carroll dead last, because I feel like that's just another Passover hire for them. He's a good name for them to lean on for the first 8 games of the season or whatever. So I just feel like it's a Passover. Get up some time to actually look for another young up and coming coach. But he got his history, he got a good record. All the stats say, but like Pete Carroll, there's a reason why Seattle moved on from because he was trying to actually be an advisor there after he stepped down from coaching. They was just like, nah, we want you completely out the building. So it's a reason for that. 3rd, I'm gonna put the Cowboys, simply because you know what it is. In fact, I'm gonna tell you the same thing.
Come on,
Jerry got to put people in place that he can control, top to bottom. And I couldn't agree more. I'm from Dallas, but I got a lot of sense. Me coming up when I was when I was seeing the Cowboys play, and my people yelling at the screen, I gotta get a new team. I ain't trying to be yelling at the screen and dealing with all these fans that are delirious,
delirious and delusional.
Yes, and you know what I'm talking about. You know what them certain fans that you be like, that make you ashamed being a Cowboys fan. Make you feel sad. That's sad.
Jordan, you started to make me feel sad right now. You think the Cowboys is number 3? You started to make me feel sad.
I gotta put them at number 3 because
this might be the last show, bro.
Because look.
Pat, get back here quick.
Look.
We want to hear from you, sports fans.
I don't like the where the Ross is at.
They got nothing to do with the coach.
Yeah, but when you with the
Mm.
The
Cavs,
old coach, maybe,
look,
not this coach.
look, I already saw it coming because I mean it's like what y'all gonna do with Parsons.
What you mean? What you gonna do with Parsons? He gonna pay him.
Okay,
He the man.
you pay Parsons, you done paid CD, you done paid that. Ain't no money to bring in nobody.
What are you talking about? Philly paid Jalen. Philly paid Brown. Philly paid Devontae.
Yeah.
Philly paid
And they
Samuel
better
Cats.
and they
They the Super Bowl.
That's
So you
what
can
I'm
pay
saying.
players
Yeah.
and still make it.
y'all ain't got no money to pay nobody, is what I'm saying.
What are you talking about? Philly shouldn't have no money either then. They done
Hey,
paid big
but-
contracts to all 3 of their players.
Look at that. So Philly be saving a lot of money the way they be doing these running backs. They've been rotating running backs on 1 year deal because Swift was there last year.
Yeah.
So
we
like
rotating
they-
running back,
like-
so our
like,
running back ain't gonna
yeah,
get back.
you
We're
know.
gonna get Ashton Jeanty in the draft.
I want to see that because that'd be cool with him. I think he played up in Frisco. But I got Cowboys at 3rd.
Okay, who you got too?
Okay.
I got Aaron Glenn at 2, and I would have put him at 1, but like Ben Johnson, he's already offensive minded, and he's coming to a team that already got a defense established. Chicago Bears, they play great defense. They always floating around that top 3, top 5. So it's just like, okay, give me an offensive coach because my defense is already there. So I just got to get a guy that has some type of sense and talent on the defense coordinator side. Cool. Aaron Glenn, yes, he's inheriting a defense, but the New York Giants, what you gonna do for quarterback?
You mean Jets?
Jets, yeah, New York Jets. What you gonna do for quarterback? Hell, both teams, Giants and Jets. What y'all gonna do at quarterback? But for the purpose of the conversation, I can't put Aaron Glenn at 1 because he got a lot of stuff to figure out on the offensive side of the ball. Because what does Devontae Adams do? What does Aaron Rodgers do? And then if say they both go, you got a problem. Aaron Rodgers stay, you still got a problem. So there's a lot he's gonna have to deal with. He's gonna be rebuilding. Ben Johnson's gonna be, to me, he's gonna be winning, especially if we get those receivers to stay.
So, my young Jordan. I agree with one thing. I put Pete Carroll at 4. I think the Raiders are bringing him in as a stopgap, and I think they could have brought somebody else in. But that just makes me feel like their true candidate wasn't available, or they couldn't get him. They felt like they couldn't get him. I put Ben Johnson at 3, simply because here's what I'm gonna tell you, and this is gonna explain a lot why you're gonna see my next 2 choices. Is Pete Carroll's going into a new organization. By the way, he's been in the league for a long time. Some people say it's past his time, so it's very obviously number 4. Number 3, Ben Johnson's going to a new organization. He's got to learn the players. He's got to learn how it's done in Chicago. Maybe change some of the culture, all that good stuff. Figure out where to pick up his mail, as well as where to send an email, all that good stuff, as well as put the offense together, as well as oversee the staff. And that's a lot. Just think about whenever anybody takes a new job, it takes time to kind of get yourself acclimated to that system. So that's why he's number 3 for me. I don't think he's going to do a good job. He might be on the cusp of getting them in the playoffs next year because they do have a talented roster. But then number 2 is Aaron Glenn, because Aaron Glenn has been a part of the New York Jets before for a significant amount of time. I believe they drafted him, and so he knows the owner, Woody. He knows how that building works. To your point, they already have a good defense, so he's going to be able to make sure that defense stays solid. Yep, the question mark is quarterback, and he's going to make the decision whether or not he ain't going to let what Robert Saleh and those cats did before in the past. Oh, we're going to see what Aaron wants to do and how he feels. No, he said we're meeting with Aaron. We meet with Aaron very soon, and we're going to have a decision on how we're going to move. But with a defense like that, I hearken the days back to like Trent Dilfer with the Baltimore Ravens. He wasn't a great quarterback, and he won a Super Bowl. So I think, and I don't want this guy to leave, but he might leave. I think the Jets could go get Cooper Rush, put that defense in place, hand the ball off to Bryce, and then you got wide receivers that he can throw a quick pass out to, and he'll get them to the playoffs.
No.
I'm telling you, with that defense,
you're like, no, stop, it's not happening.
Now, hold on. Now, the number one hire, I think is very obvious, is Brian Schottenheimer. Brian Schottenheimer, not because I'm a Cowboy homer, because they gave you everything that a lot of the Cowboy fans were looking for. They gave you everything a lot of Cowboys fans are looking for, and that is a new head coach and a new staff. One of the things that the last two coaches that were here, McCarthy, he had to keep Kellen Moore when he came here. He had to keep some other guys on staff when he came here. Jason Garrett got elevated. He had to keep some people on staff when he came here. So this is the first time in almost 15 years. This is the first time in almost 15 years that we're going to have a totally new staff here in Dallas to bring in fresh ideas, to run an updated motion, splits, RPO type offense. Also, they're bringing in hot off the presses Matt Eberflus, which is one of the top defensive coordinators. You just heard my boy Jordan say it. Guess what? Chicago already had a good defense. Well, Matt Eberflus was the head coach and defensive coordinator last year for Chicago. And so he's coming into Dallas. We already had a good defense. We had to play some injuries, but we had a good defense, especially towards the end of the year. So he's going to come in, solidify the defense. Okay. Schottenheimer going to come in, solidify the offense with running some plays and stop trying to run an antiquated West Coast. He's going to run an updated offense. And we got somebody new, fresh, that guess what? Jerry can have a light. These boys guys just want to coach.
Jerry can have the light.
These boys want to coach. And yes, and he knows how the building works. So we don't have to go the first 3-4 games of the season with him trying to figure out, how to get things done in the building that those other coaches are going to have to go through. So once again, you got somebody that understands the building. You got somebody that's going to run a little different offense. You got somebody who's bringing in to run. And by the way, the special teams coach, Nick Sorensen. He's an experienced coach. He was a DC coach, defensive coordinator in San Francisco last year. So for all you going, we need to go get some San Francisco coaches so we can beat them. Because they've been beating us the last couple of years. Well, guess what? We would have did. We got a San Francisco defensive coordinator. He's going to be our special teams coach, which I think is awesome. So we got an experienced staff. We got somebody that used to be a head coach. We got somebody that's been successful on the DC side. We got somebody that's Nick Sorensen has a background in special teams. So giddy up, baby. Giddy up.
So let me stir the ink pile a little bit. So with these changes going on, with both Texas teams, yeah, I see that. So who do you think has the better chance of going to the Super Bowl between the Texans and the Cowboys now with both of these major changes?
Who's like closer to getting to the Super Bowl? Because it's not going to be this following year.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, who's the closer? Yeah, exactly. Who's the closer? Because we have this new, we done fired this and hired that, and we're not going to be delusional. We're going to live in reality.
Living in reality, Cowboys are going to be the ones that are closer to winning the Super Bowl.
All right.
Texans, regardless, every year for them, it's going to be their first experience at doing that. Have the Texans played in the AFC Championship game?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
So it's just like you got a young quarterback. It's not like you got a veteran in there, most of the team is young. It's a pretty young team. So it's like they got no matter what, they're going to be playing a contender that's used to it. That's been there. So their route is going to be, hey, this is new. Yeah, you got an experienced head coach, been to the Super Bowl, but when your guys on the field or just that team history, we haven't got there. It's hard to just put you above certain teams that got a certain pedigree. Cowboys got a championship pedigree that happened, before I was born.
But I can hear Truesdale somewhere whispering in that.
But they can lean on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like me, because it's a difference, when you can sit back and watch it, not as a Cowboys hater. I can give them their credit when it's due. Now he crazy for saying that the best hire was the Cowboys hire. Now that's crazy. That was crazy, but I knew he was going left.
Delusional, disoriented.
When he started talking about Cooper Rush going to the Jets and taking him to the ship, that's crazy. Cooper Rush can't take me to McDonald's.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
you know, he's a good backup quarterback, but he ain't just about to go start for a franchise and a struggling franchise at that and turn them around. Cooper Rush ain't that type of quarterback. But
Cooper Rush had better stats than Aaron Rodgers last year. I just want to throw that out there.
that's fine. But like you
So
said,
why we
like,
still talking to Aaron? Why they still talking to Aaron?
because he's Aaron Rodgers. He got MVPs under his belt. He ain't been backing up people his whole career. It's the reason why he been back. If he was like that, he'd have been out there.
No, Rich, I'm not. But trust me, I'm not championing Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I like Cooper Rush. You know,
Well, good backup.
I like Cooper Rush
Come in
for
with the
backup. You know, you need him for a 4 or 5 game stretch. He'll go 3-2. That's how I see him. You know,
So to answer your question, Cole, definitely the Cowboys. Not necessarily because I think the Cowboys got this great roster, but we all know in this age of NFL and really in football, you really need a quarterback. And so when you think about the NFC quarterbacks and the AFC quarterbacks, you got Dak, who, whether you like him or hate him, he's a top 10 quarterback in the league. So if you start throwing about top 10 quarterbacks, you know, you got to have Pat Mahomes, AFC. You got Josh Allen, AFC. Lamar Jackson, AFC. You got Joe Burrow, AFC. That's 5. Even if you don't want to throw Dak in there yet, you got A-Bear, Chargers. That people throw him in there. That's AFC.
He kind of dropped that.
He kind of dropped a little bit, but then Matthew Stafford. Yeah, maybe not.
You got to throw him in there.
You got to throw him in there. He's NFC.
Oh, yeah,
That Rams NFC. So that's just. So you got at least 5 quarterbacks you got to go through before you even get to CJ and the Texans to actually get to the AFC Championship game as well as the Super Bowl. Now, on the NFC side, you got Jaden Daniels, who, you know, we're going to give him his love. He came in rookie year. He's going to easily rookie of the year. Rookie of the year. And then obviously you have Hurts, who's leading his team to the Super Bowl this year. And then who you got after that? Yeah, you can throw Stafford in there. You might throw a Trevor Lawrence in there. But really, it's got to be Dak. So whether you put Dak first, second, or third in that NFC tier, you know, you ain't going to throw Cousins in there. So you might better throw Jared Goff in there, but maybe throw him in there, but it's a lot easier for the Cowboys to get through the NFC than it will be to get through the AFC over the next few years. So Texans got a long haul to get there for sure, but they got a good chance.
All right, guys. So that's pretty much it for this episode.
Yeah.
Do you have any lasting words, Jordan? I mean, I want to say, let me back up. I enjoyed you. Okay. Thank you. I love your insightfulness and you know, I don't know what's the right word. Your reality of things and stuff like that. And again, tell us about Bolt Fitness Supply.
Yeah, I do appreciate y'all, you know, bringing me on. You know, we'd how long we been working together? Well, I got here in August. I think I met y'all probably in September.
Something like that. Yeah,
September.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all, you know, bringing me on. You know, just believing that, you know, we got something. You know, when I come to editing the videos and sending you messages like, hey, check this out, giving each other feedback. And just trying to take something, you know, to a different level. I love being a part of it. You know, because you know you don't see this a lot in the Black community. You know, people just getting along, sticking to the plan, and getting it done. You know, no, we don't bicker a lot. You know, we just this is it. This is what we got going. Pat's not here today. You know, a lot of people wouldn't do nothing. You know, right. But y'all said, oh, y'all still. I called Pat. He's like, oh, we still doing it. I was like, the next thing I asked him, like, where you want me to sit? Like, I don't know what y'all want me to do, but so it was we kind of winged it today, but we kind of had a plan at the same time. But you know, I think this 2025 for In the Tunnel, I think it's going to be some major changes, and it's going to get back to the level that Pat sees, you know, In the Tunnel, is it BCP Sports, getting
Bayou City Preps.
Yeah, Bayou City Preps, getting that back going. And I just love it because he's showing me a side of Houston that, you know, coming from Dallas, that you don't really acknowledge. You know, I see the city very much different now. I network here so much better. The connections that I'm getting here, or not saying that Dallas doesn't have them, but y'all are so much more open out here in Houston, and
That's true.
that's what I really like about it because I got a lot of opportunities. Just knowing Pat, and he introduced me to y'all. Anytime we at the Sweet Lips or whatever cigar lounge we go to, y'all introduce me to people, and anything can happen from that. But it's just like uh, Houston's a good city. In the tunnel is gonna be a good thing, and I'm just glad to be involved. I'm glad y'all, collab with me here at Bow Fitness Supply. Y'all do business with Fan and Print Shop as well. We love that because we really trying to get involved in the community. That's one thing I do tell the owner of Boat, like, hey, we in the middle of the hood. We got to be known. I said, take care of the hood take care of you. And that's one of my main missions. That's why I'm attacking HBCUs when it comes to getting fitness supplies in their schools. Because I wanna be able to walk to any HBCU and the gym is done, by me, my fellow coworkers. But we're trying to get our name out there. And I'm thinking in my head, if I take care of mine, they take care of me, and we'll blow up like that.
All right, especially with a lot of, little political, not too much,
Mhm.
DEI. So, that's on the right track,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let's
No,
go.
That's awesome. This is it's been super excited about the new partnerships we have this year in 2025 within the tunnel. A couple other side notes before we sign off. We're going to talk more about the NBA moving forward, especially after Super Bowl. We know Jimmy Butler is going to get traded here pretty soon after getting suspended for a third time for just not wanting to be there. Once she told him he's coming off the bench, he said, "I'm out." So there's rumors that Phoenix is going to pick him up potentially. Hopefully the Rockets won't be dumb enough to get him, but he's on the Rockets short list as well as Dallas and Golden State. So no reason to bring that headache in. Jimmy Butler, he's actually from Houston, so good guy, but just at a point in his career, I don't think he's going to be a guy to help these teams. And then real soon, spring training is going to open up, so we're going to start talking a little more about the Astros as well as the Texas Rangers up north and Major League Baseball for sure. And then even the other football, which is soccer. I got some good friends that we're going to probably try to bring on the show here pretty soon that has played soccer before. Know some kids from Houston that are currently playing soccer from Houston.
And Houston has a great team.
Want to give us a shine as well. So we got a lot of great stuff coming up. So definitely continue to go on Instagram. You go on Instagram, you're gonna see Truesdale with some Michael Vick pictures on there. And I think you got caught up with Channing Crowder from the Pivot podcast. Yeah, shout out to them. We like to support all our podcasts out there. And like Jordan says, in the tunnel, and we're all about community. So if there's a chance for us to work with you and help you, we're more than happy to do that. And hopefully vice versa. We got some other big transitions, announcements we're going to be hopefully making pretty soon as we continue to grow and build our team. Because, we talked about winning the Super Bowl, we talked about Patrick Mahomes, but it's really the team. None of those guys can do it without a team. We can't be successful without a team. So we're gonna attack this thing as a team, but we're gonna have individual opportunities to contribute to the team. And so we appreciate you, Joy. We appreciate you, Nicole, contributing to the team, and we're super excited about next week's show. Make sure you tune in because it's gonna be pre-Super Bowl. There's gonna be a lot of digging in.
Yeah.
We also probably talk a little more NBA for sure. Definitely get an update from Truesdale from his college football East West Shrine game as well as Super Bowl. So make sure you tune in next week. Appreciate you liking us.
Hold on. Just 1 second.
All right.
So speaking of Truesdale, what's up? He done reached out. I think he's on now. He says, "What's good, fam? At the Senior Bowl grinding. Keep up the good show. What's up?"
All right. So even when he's not here, he's tuning in, which I would definitely do the same. So just as a reminder, go on our Instagram, go on our Facebook, for sure on YouTube. Like us, subscribe. We really got to push to get our viewership up, and we're going to be working with some of our partners to reward you guys as you become loyal in the tunnel cousins, as we say.
All right. And to close out, this episode was also brought to you by the Overstreet Law Firm. Facing a legal storm? Do you need your criminal case dismissed? Unsure where to turn? There's only one name to remember: Brian E. Overstreet, the Bowtie Lawyer. Call the Bowtie Lawyer, Brian E. Overstreet, at 281-820-4LAW. All right. And we close out, and I just want to say, stay hydrated.
Peace.
Peace.
Have a good week.
All right.